Hello tool groupies, tradesmen, do-it-yourselfers. Today on the channel we're checking out CHANNELLOCK Tools 458 center cutting pliers. So let's get to it. Someone who uses tools for a living, and you already know that diagonal cutters is one of the most commonly used tools in the trade, especially whenever it comes to cutting various types of wires and other materials. The problem is side cutters have limitations and they're not great for everything. Usually the cutting edge of a pair of dikes are arranged sideways with two overlapping blades. They'll perform at their best whenever you're cutting aluminum or copper wire, but they're not something that you're going to choose whenever you're cutting harder, thicker materials. Before we get into all the details and specifications of these tools, let's go ahead and check out the performance of these tools. With this toolkit right here, we got a variety of different things that we're going to be testing out. Everything from nails, wood screws, pennies, steel bars, little strands of conduit, everything in between. As you can see by that picture right there, these pliers are designed to cut just about anything that you might come across on a daily basis. Whether it's barbed wire, copper wire, stainless wire, you name it, and these pliers, chances are, will cut through it. Of course, if I hold these out over here, you'll see that there is no damage to any of the blades. Everything's nice and flush. So we're going to go straight to trying to cut some of this stuff up and see exactly how well it performs. First thing we'll test out is a standard copper penny. And this is going to be with one hand. I got it in one hand. I'm going to squeeze down on it here. As you can see right there, it did start cutting through it. It was just with one hand and minimal force. Something basic and simple. Now this is a stainless steel hanger like you would put on your shower curtain. I'm gonna stick it in between the blades right here. Look how nice and smooth that was. Try a little paneling nail. We got that paneling nail in between the jaws here. Nice and smooth. Let's try another nail, another size up. Stick her in between the blades and squeeze. What about one of these galvanized nails right here? You see, there's no damage to it. Stick it in between the blades. I want you to see that there is no damage whatsoever. Look right here. See how easy this is. Nice and smooth. I ain't even putting a lot of force into that. Now we'll try us a different nail. Same thing, put it in between the jaws. You can clearly see there's no damage, no pre-cuts, nothing like that. One hand. I'm just gonna squeeze on it. And right there we go. Cut it in half. One hand. You might be an electrician cutting through strands of conduit like this. Surely it'll cut through it pretty easy. All you gotta do is take it, put it in between the jaws, and you can hear it cut straight through it right there. Choke it back up, right there you go. So if this will cut through the flexible conduit, the wires, the whole 9 yards, that's gonna be handy. I got us a drywall screw right here. Boom, there we go. What about some wood screws here? Stick it in between the blades. Nothing's cut up on it. One hand. Right there you go. They provided us with a thing of these rods right here that we could easily cut through as well if we needed to. But I can put it up right next to the side of it right here, and it'll cut those all day long. That is solid steel rod right there. Now you can clearly see that the blade has got some wear on it, simply because we've been cutting through this, but it's not damaged. Still nice, smooth, sharp, ready to rock and roll as many times as I need it to. Matter of fact, according to CHANNELLOCK, it will cut through all these materials that you see right there on screen. That's a lot of different materials that you might come across on a daily basis depending on what type of trade that you're in. Whether you're a professional technician, electrician, mechanic, plumber, farm and fleet guy, it doesn't matter really whatever it is that you do. What matters the most is the fact that these tools are made to perform in the way that you need them to. There'll be certain situations you get into, that center cutting design is just going to be a much better option than a diagonal cutter. You can actually see whatever it is that you're cutting at an exact cut point. With a diagonal cutter, you got to flip it over to one side or the other and choke up on it just to get it to cut where you want it to cut at. Now let's talk about some of the specifications. Specifications for these pliers will be right there on screen, and some of the links to get these pliers will be down in the description box below. These pliers do have a longer, lighter, slimmer design, making them well balanced in the hand. It also increases performance and reduces hand fatigue. If you're someone who uses these day in and day out, your hand's not going to get wore out, and you're going to be able to work for an extended period of time compared to using traditional side cutters. Longer handles themselves are going to offer you more natural leverage compared to a traditional set of pliers. Smaller handles require more force to cut through material. Longer handles will give you less force to cut through material. There's blue dip non-slip comfort grips covering the hand, corrosion resistant coating on the outside, along with some laser etched indicators so you can easily identify the tool. Plus these are part of CHANNELLOCK's XLT series, and XLT stands for Extreme Leverage Technology. Basically the hot riveted joint is positioned closer to the cutting edge, and that allows you to apply less force whenever you're cutting through thicker material. But ultimately the premier feature of these pliers is going to be that center cutting head. Design itself is similar to what you get with a pair of bolt cutters. Instead of having two overlapping cutting blades, you got a knife on anvil combo. It aligns the cutting edge of the knife with the flush center of the anvil for perfect mating. Precision machine cutting knives themselves are laser heat treated with state-of-the-art equipment. It offers you a strong consistent pattern across the cutting edge itself, which in turn is going to extend the longevity and the overall performance of these pliers. One of the single most important aspects of these pliers is its country of origin. Like the majority of CHANNELLOCK tools, these are forged right here in the USA. They're made from a higher quality grade of alloy steel, and the steel that they actually manufacture these out of is sourced right here in the USA. So instead of outsourcing steel from other countries, where they're filled with impurities and poor metallurgy. They go with a premium grade steel with little to no contamination. You see, using a quality grade steel is going to enhance the tool's strength, longevity, durability, and performance over an extended period of time, thus reducing the likelihood of dulled blades or advanced corrosion. I mean, once you get these in your hand, they don't have any jaw slop, the fit, finish, symmetry, the whole 9 yards is spectacular. It adequately represents what Made in the USA stands for. I've used CHANNELLOCK tools for a long time now. I've done trades jobs for over 2 decades, and that's one thing I've never had an issue with is the performance of CHANNELLOCK tools. And if I did have an issue, they have a limited lifetime warranty to back it up, and that warranty covers any sort of imperfections or any problems you might have with the tool outside of normal use and abuse. With the 458, you're getting a stronger, flusher cut that's capable of cutting everything from copper wires, nails, screws, steel rods, and more without causing any damage to the blades themselves. So this single pair of 458 center cutting pliers can be vital to any professional tradesman. Whether you're a farmer out here cutting up barbed wire fences, electrician, plumber, maintenance professional, these pliers are truly great for anybody professional to do it yourself or anything in between. But now don't just take my word for it. Go ahead and pop the clutch on that subscribe button and follow all these social media platforms, because you will see these tools in action tested in the trade. And if you're someone who has the CHANNELLOCK 458 center cutting pliers, why don't you comment down below? I want to hear your opinion based on your experience. Enjoy using these pliers so much I went ahead and picked me up a second set for myself. But if you want to see more products from CHANNELLOCK tools, check out the links provided in the description box below. Sometime soon we will be doing a side-by-side comparison video testing these pliers up against some other brands to see exactly how well they match up. Till then, I'm going to take these pliers, test them in the trades, and keep doing that blue collar hustle.